guys, once again, welcome to my channel. Excuse this little weird setup. It is kind of late, and when I'm doing the other setup, I do get a kind of like a weird thing going on with the sun that is like super bright, and the quality just looks horrible. I did film a video for you guys yesterday, and that is exactly what happened, and I was super disappointed because I like the look, but the video just looked horrible. But I did want to do another real versus fake sweet peach glow kit for you guys. This is a real and this is the fake. Like always, I am not trying to promote fakes or the usage of them. What I'm simply trying to do is educate you all on the differences and similarities between the two, so that you guys won't get so that you guys won't get duped, scammed, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. So if you guys want to know what the differences and similarities are, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so we have the fake on the left and the real on the right, and the first thing you're able to tell is that the fake is much darker than the real one. Another thing that is really noticeable is the size. The fake one is much larger than the real one. I will leave the measurements down in the description below. Another thing that I noticed is that on the fake one, the embossed of the logo is not that noticeable, and on the real one it is. So when you run your finger over it, you obviously feel the embossed logo, and on the fake one you can. And this is just a clip of them up close so that you can maybe see how raised the logo is. And this is the real one, and this next clip is of the fake one. Another thing that I noticed is that the peach on the fake one is much darker than on the real one, and here you can see how lighter the real one is. Moving on to the side of the palette, the first thing we notice is the batch code. On the real one, it is engraved into the packaging, and on the fake one, it's just printed in black ink. So usually the ingredients are well written and they say the same thing, but on this one they don't. You can see that on the real one it says 3.0 grams, 0.30 ounces, and on the fake one it does not. It says 5.5 grams, 0.19 ounces. So that is one major difference that you should look out for. As for the other side where the logo is, they are the same font and the same color. The only difference is that on the fake one, since the packaging is much larger, the logo is also much larger. Moving on to the back of the packaging, the major difference that I found is in the peach, and we have the real one on the top and the fake one on the bottom, and you can obviously see that the leaf on the real one is a dark green and on the fake one is like a dark yellow. Another thing that I was able to tell is the color difference. The real peach is like a light peach and the fake peach is like a yellow kind of color peach. So that is a major difference that you want to look out for. As for the palette itself, the real one is on the right and the fake one is on the left, and the real one came with a little instructions pamphlet and the fake one did not. A major difference that I was able to tell is in the color. You can see that the fake one is a white and then it moves on to like a peach color, whereas the real one, it starts with a light peach color and it slowly gradually turns into a dark peach color. Another difference that I noticed is that on the fake one, the little shadow is lighter, so you can tell the difference between the shadow and the actual peach. They're both the same color. And on the real one, you can see the color difference. The shadow, I think that's what it's called, the shadow is lighter and the actual peach is just a bit darker. So you can definitely see a transition in color there. This is just a close-up of the fake palette, and obviously the writing is much larger compared to the real palette, which is the next clip, this one. And everything that the real one says, the fake one also says. Moving on to the back of the palette, you can obviously see that both of the peaches on the fake one are much lighter than on the real one. So that is one big indicator that your palette may be fake. Now they do both have batch codes, but on the fake one is 6K5 and on the real one is 6K2. Another difference that I noticed is that on the ingredients it lists the blush, the illuminator, but it does not list the bronzer on the fake one. So you can see right here that it is giving you the net weight of the highlighter and the blush, but not the bronzer. So for the inside of the palette, I'm going to go ahead and start with the mirrors. We have the real one on the right and the fake one on the left. And the logo and the peach, they are exactly the same. The only difference is, of course, that on the fake one, everything is much larger. Another thing is that the real one, the mirror comes with like a little plastic slip that covers the mirror. And in the fake one, it was not included. I don't know if it's just this palette, but this is the way that I received it. So this is the real one, and you can see the embossed on the makeup, how crisp and clean it looks, even though I used it. And on the fake one, it looks very, very sloppy. You can barely see the peach logos, and it just does not look good. Another thing that I noticed is that on the real one, when you're trying to see the gold part, it looks very shiny and bright, and you can see your reflection. Whereas in the fake one, you can't. It looks very dull, and when you try to see your reflection, it kind of looks like when you go to a park and there are those mirrors that your reflection looks very blurry. Well, this is how the fake one looks. Another thing that I noticed is that the lining is not very crisp and straight. It's just kind of very sloppy. And you can also see those metal little things. I'm not sure what they are, but they're holding the palette. And obviously on the real one, you can't see that. And the lining just looks very nice and clean cut. It does not look messy whatsoever. Now let's go ahead and move on to the swatches. We're going to swatch the highlighter first, and this is a fake one, which is much darker than the real one. And you can see here that the real one is nice and metallic, and it's also lighter. So now we're going to go ahead and do the blush. And this is the fake blush, which is way, way darker than the real one. And this is the real blush, which is lighter than the fake one. Next is the fake bronzer, which is also darker than the real bronzer, and it's also a bit patchy. And this is the real bronzer, which is obviously lighter than the fake one. Also, when looking at your box, another thing that I noticed, we have the real on the right and the fake on the left, and you can see that the real one has like an extra little cardboard. I'm not sure what it is for, but I imagine it's to put this little slip in it. And this is just a clip of the pamphlet so that you can know what it actually looks like. So if you guys like these videos, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Until next time.